Welcome to Funky Minds. Okay, let's get into this incredible story. We're diving deep into Bugatti today. It's a brand that just screams speed, beauty, and really pushing the limits, right? Our mission, looking at some really fascinating sources, is to figure out how Bugatti managed this. Through a history that's been, frankly, pretty wild, how they kept pushing automotive excellence, kind of reinventing themselves. So let's start at the beginning. Ettore Bugatti founded the company in 1909 in Molsheim. And their first real hit was the Type 10. It stood out because, yeah, it was fast for back then, but it was also super lightweight, elegant, too. Really set the stage, you could say.
Absolutely. And what's just mind-blowing is what came next. The Type 35. Legendary stuff. Between 1924 and 1930, it didn't just win races, it owned them. Over 1,000 victories. Think about that.
1,000? Wow.
Yeah, including 5 Targa Florios in a row. Unheard of. It wasn't just brute force either. The design was revolutionary. Lightweight, those hollow front axles, integrated brake drums, it really showed Ettore's whole philosophy, Form and function, everything serving a purpose. That idea defined early Bugatti, and honestly, you can see echoes of it even today. Set a really high bar.
Right, but even with a name like Bugatti, history throws curveballs.
Yeah.
The 1930s, tough times financially. They had to get creative.
And they really did. To stay afloat, they didn't just tighten their belts. They designed high-speed rail cars. Yeah. The Bugatti Autorail.
Rail cars? Seriously?
Seriously. It sounds odd, but it shows incredible adaptability, doesn't it? Using their core engineering skills in a totally different field just to survive. It's a lesson in resilience, really.
But that period also saw real tragedy. Ettore's son, Jean Bugatti, brilliant designer himself, he died testing a car in '39.
That's such a huge loss.
And then Ettore himself passed away in 1947. After that, production basically wound down. By the 1950s, it pretty much stopped. The brand just went quiet.
It's quite something, isn't it? How does a name like that, synonymous with genius and racing glory, just vanish for decades?
Yeah.
The name was dormant, really, almost forgotten by most people, until 1987. It shows how fragile even these icons can be.
But that dormancy did end. The first rebirth kicked off in '87. An Italian entrepreneur, Romano Artioli, brought it back. He gave us the EB110. What a machine. Became a proper supercar icon in the 90s. Quad-turbo V12, all-wheel drive, pushing, 340 kilometer?
Yeah, incredible specs for the time.
And even though that venture hit financial bumps too, the EB110 proved the name still had magic. People remembered Bugatti.
Definitely. Artioli showed the spark was still there, but it took a different kind of powerhouse for the second, arguably much bigger rebirth. That happened in 1998. Volkswagen bought Bugatti.
Right, VW stepping in, that was huge.
It was a massive statement. VW had the deep pockets, the resources to back truly massive ambition. And that really kicked off the modern hypercar era for Bugatti.
And what an era. The Veyron in 2005. It just stunned everyone. That quad-turbo W16 engine, the whole 1,000 horsepower claim.
Totally unprecedented.
Breaking the 400-kilometer barrier for a production car. Then came the Chiron, the Devo, the Bolide. Each one just pushing things further. Speed, luxury, engineering, wild stuff.
And that's where Bugatti stands today, isn't it? It's the absolute pinnacle. Exquisite craftsmanship, mind-bending speed, and just extreme exclusivity. Cars like the Chiron, hitting 420 kilometers per hour, they're genuine engineering marvels. And they make so few, under 500 Chirons for the whole world.
Makes them incredibly rare, almost mythical.
Exactly. It's where, aerodynamics, material science, insane powertrains, it all gets sculpted into something that's also undeniably beautiful art, really, pushing what's even possible in a car you can drive on the road.
So when you think about this whole journey, what's the takeaway for you listening? Bugatti's story, from the Type 35 dominating tracks, Ettore's genius through the quiet years to today's hypercars. It's a really powerful example of constant innovation, right? Relentless drive for excellence, and maybe most importantly, incredible resilience, surviving near-death experiences.
Which leads to a really interesting question for you to mull over based on all this. What can we actually learn about resilience, about reinventing yourself from a brand that didn't just survive being wiped out multiple times, but came back stronger, more iconic each time, always redefining the limits of what's possible? Something to think about.
Subscribe and like for more videos.